Follow me as I digitally scrapbook my son's destination wedding album. I've been a scrapbooker for over 20 years, and I started in paper layouts, and I kind of made the transition to digital layouts somewhere about maybe 10 years ago. And I still do both, but I do love digital. It's more convenient, less messy. I wanted to start documenting my son's wedding to his lovely wife, Taylor, and I reached for a template from Sweet Shop Designs. I love to use templates just to kickstart everything, even though I end up changing them quite a bit. So here I am starting with the first photos in this album, and those will be pictures on the plane with my mother, daughter, and husband, and he was sitting behind us, so I didn't really get him in any pictures. Sorry, honey. This was the first leg of our flight to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. And as you can see, I'm here kind of messing around with the template, changing some things, resizing things. I've added most of my photos. I'm now looking for a title, and I found one from Katie Petite Designs. And I think I'm going to call this Ready for an Adventure. Got some beautiful word art from Katie, really lovely. And I am going to mask it with a color that I want to use. I'm looking at some cards in this travel kit and wanted to add something there, but I wasn't sure if that was what I didn't want to detract from the title. So I ended up changing that to another card, and I'm going to put, I think, the compass card and use that. So I then find the cutest little map part, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to place that. What's cool about digital scrapbooking is you can create realistic effects, and here I'm creating a shadow effect with Katie Petite's drop shadows and making those adjustments. I add some washi tape effect to some photos on the layout, get that adjusted, and then I'm gonna look for some little flowers and embellishments to add to just give some life and texture to the layout. I first decide that I want to layer these one on top of each other. So I put that there. Here's a cute little airplane embelly, and placing that on the layout. And then there's this cute tab that is called Destination and allows me to write in where we're going on our plane trip. And then I'm adding one last little embellishment, See the World little airplane, adding some shadows to that. And then I am going to make some adjustments, bringing out the angle and the opacity of the shadows. So now I'm going to place my destination tab and go ahead and write that in, type that in. St. Thomas. I gotta figure out my font and what size will fit best. I don't know if I want to use St. Thomas or St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. I think I'm going to go ahead and write that all, and I'll size it to fit within the space there. And then I'm going to move on to my journaling block. But first I want to add some paper to this mask. So I created a clipping mask and clipped some paper from the set, from the travel kit to that. And now I'm going to write in my details about this trip. But first I decide I want to change up the flowers a little bit and kind of have them next to each other, overlapping instead of one on top of each other. So now I'm writing in my details about the trip, how it was most of our first times on this long of an airline trip. We had to take 2 flights there and 2 flights getting back, detailing how it was my daughter's first time flying and my mother's first time flying in a very long time. Also, my daughter's boyfriend was on the trip. So I continue on with my journaling, size that, format it to fit, make a few more adjustments, tweak the size of my journaling block, and we're done. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2.